Hi, my name is Tim Mueller, and I'm a member of Christ Lutheran Church in Pewaukee. I'm part of our Aaron Satellite Church that worships at Aaron School. And I am honored to be able to share a word of Jesus today that offers meaning and hope for each and every one of us. Well, at the time of Jesus in the first century, there was no credit cards or online transactions. No, people went around to find what they needed at the open markets. Picture those merchants and animals and huge crowds that people would be wandering through looking to purchase what they needed. And if they didn't have enough money to purchase what they needed, they may be able to convince the seller to give them a scroll that recorded their debt. And then later, when they were able to pay off that debt, the seller would write one word in Greek across that scroll: Tetelestia, paid in full. That meant that nothing more was owed and you were free from any other obligation. Well, that word, Tetelestia, wasn't just heard in the open markets. It was heard very loudly from a cross. In John chapter 19, we hear of Jesus suffering on the cross. And in verse 30, we hear this: when he had received the drink, Jesus said, "It is finished." With that, he bowed his head and gave up his spirit. The Greek word translated, "it is finished," is Tetelestai. Jesus wasn't crying out in defeat, "I'm done for." No, he was proclaiming that all of the sins of the entire world were paid for. Salvation was complete. There was nothing left to do. No human performance, no religious activities that needed to be done. Tetelestai wasn't just a word, it was a declaration of victory by Jesus. Well, why did Jesus do it? Why did he suffer on the cross? Well, God tells us in 1 Peter 3, verse 18. For Christ also suffered once for sins, the righteous for the unrighteous, to bring you to God. Yes, Jesus, the righteous one, the one who had committed no sins, suffered and offered his life as a sacrifice for us, the unrighteous. And he did that once, dying once for us and to take away the sins of all people, past, present, and future. But what does this mean for you and me today? Well, it means that you don't have to earn God's love. Jesus has already proven it. And it means you don't have to live in guilt, because Jesus paid for each and every one of your sins. And it means you don't have to wonder whether God accepts you, because he's already brought you to him through his son, Jesus. Yes, as believers, we rightly emphasize that we are saved by grace alone, through faith alone, by Christ alone. And that means that there is nothing else that we need to do. Christ has done it all. He has finished everything through his work on the cross. And now we live for him, not to pay him back for what he's done for us, but to thank him for everything that he has done. And now we have the opportunity to reflect his grace, his undeserved love to us. We get a chance to reflect in our lives to others. In our vocations, we work hard not to earn heaven, but because we are already citizens of heaven through Christ. And we forgive because we've been forgiven. And we love because he first loved us. Tetelestai. When life feels overwhelming and we feel like we are falling short, remember those 3 words on the cross: it is finished. Your debt is gone. Your record is clean, and your eternity is secure. That is a message to not only remember, but to live and to share.